This is an example of how to use SpeedECoder to find the proper ICD-10 code as you go through the problems in your course. First of all, you have the course open to the home page. That's what you're looking at right now. That's indicated up here. I also have SpeedECoder open, so you can alternate between your course and SpeedECoder. The same way you would have the coding books open along with your course if you were using coding books. Alright, let's start. Let's find the first problem. Symptoms, signs, and ill-defined conditions. This is a list of problems that you are asked to solve in this section. The first problem. Mary Coppertone, a 26-year-old housewife from Cleveland, had been working all week repainting her daughter's bedroom. On Friday, she began to feel poorly and went to see her family physician, Dr. Coldhands. After an examination, Dr. Coldhand diagnosed her problem as acute chest pain due to influenza pleurisy. What is the proper ICD-10 code? Alright, here's the diagnosis. Here's what we're going to be working with. Acute chest pain due to influenza pleurisy. Your first job is to determine what's the operative word in that diagnosis. Is it acute? Is it chest? Is it pain? Is it influenza? Is it pleurisy? What's the operative word? Well, let's select influenza, which is a noun. Pleurisy is an adjective describing the kind of influenza. Let's select influenza, highlight that, click copy, and switch to SpeedECoder. Here's the home page for SpeedECoder. On the right side is a list of sources that you can use for your search. Let's see what's here. The only thing we're going to need is ICD-10, although SpeedECoder happily contains ICD-9, CPT, HCPCS, and other specialties. We're going to uncheck what we don't need for this particular problem. We don't need ICD-9. We don't need any of these others. So we're going to uncheck those. The only database we're going to search is ICD-10. Find the records. Here's where the search begins with all the words. Well, the word that we've selected we'll paste in here. The word we've selected, influenza. Next, click on search. When we click on influenza, a series of 37 options appear. Now, your second job is to determine which of these influenzas apply to the diagnosis of this problem. So you need to work your way through here, reading the various options. I'm going to go to this one, which is the closest to the diagnosis. Influenza due to other influenza viruses. In other words, influenza due to pleurisy. The code that's shown here is J10.1. Let's select that code for starters to see if it's the right one. Back to our course. Click here. We can insert here what we just found. J10.1. Next, click submit. This tells us that we have selected the proper code. Incidentally, this material is in quiz format. This is not a quiz. You can work on this problem an unlimited number of times, over and over again. You're going to need to do that in the event your first selection was not correct. If you had selected one of the other codes and clicked submit, it would come up in red telling you you selected the wrong code and telling you what the right code was. What's the value of that? Well, you can go through the problem another time and see what SpeedECoder says J10.1 is. That will give you some help in finding out what the proper code should have been. When you see this video, you may need to use your scroll bars to adjust the picture to the size of your screen. Alright, that's the end of this tutorial.